The US now has more cases than China. Jeremy Corbyn has stepped down as leader of the opposition. Harry and Meghan have left the royal family. Prince Charles has coronavirus. And Boris Johnson now has coronavirus. Does it seem less like a pandemic and more like a power play? Boris Johnson goes down there. Oh no. Dominic Cummings is going to be Prime Minister. Dominic Cummings is going to be Prime Minister! Day 4, and take a bow NHS. In fact, take a bow anyone else who's out there busting their ass, whether you're keeping the internet afloat or stacking the shelves or doing any of the myriad of things that I'll have forgotten about. I'm so glad that happened last night, the round of applause for everybody. I didn't actually think it was going to happen. I thought it was just going to be one of those things that's just going to float out on Facebook and then disappear into nothingness. I was in the middle of editing when I kind of heard it, and I am so glad to be proven wrong. Oh shit! So what did today bring? Well, back in January I injured my shoulder by doing the strenuous activity of sleeping awkwardly, and for a while I just couldn't move it. I was just completely fixed, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and eventually it kind of loosened itself out again, but I lost so much strength. So whilst everyone else is working out and trying to get themselves fit, I looked for a shoulder strengthening exercise to get me back in a decent shape and not looking like Richard III. And I found one, which was this guy using these, I think they were called Indian clubs, but I can't get any Indian clubs, so I had to improvise. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wine and cheese workout. For this, you are going to need 2 wine bottles. You are then going to fill them with water. I know after all this time they're definitely empty, am I right? And you're going to do these series of exercises. So the first one, you're going to take your wine bottles, you're going to hold them out like that. You're going to have your feet shoulder width apart, your shoulders back to open out your chest. Then you're going to do a hammer motion. So you're going to take your left one back, behind your head, stop it. Everything you do here is going to be in control, and then bring it back forward again. And you're going to do the same with the right. Left. Right. And you're going to do about 20 of these for each arm. And that's going to be one set. And next, you're going to take the bottles to chest, and you're going to do your best impression of the Statue of Liberty. So you're going to go up, above your head, down, above your head, down. Keep your core engaged. This is all going to be about shoulders and arms. And again, you're going to do 20 on each arm. After that, bottle's out here again. This time, you're going to bring the bottle around the back of your head, and back out again. Around the back of your head, back out again. Be careful not to knock yourself out. I take no responsibility for any head trauma that occurs, especially if you decided to drink the wine before doing this exercise. And finally, the last exercise, you're going to take your wine bottle out at a 45-degree angle. You're going to slowly bring it down and bring it up to here. This is a good one for keeping your wrist nice and strong. Then you're going to bring it out again and up to there. And you're going to do 20 of those. Slow and steady really wins the race for this one. And then you'll do the same with the other arm. And all of that is one set. Then after that is the good bit. So, after you've done one set, as a break in between, you're going to have a little bit of cheese, and a sip of wine. Now, I don't have any wine, so tequila will have to do. So once you finish this bit of cheese and taking your sip, you'll go back and do another set. Now, wine bottles themselves aren't particularly heavy, but after a while you'll begin to feel it. So I'll just have my cheese now. Talk amongst yourself. And then have your wine. Oh, puta de madre! And that's day 4. Drop your applications for number 10 Downing Street down below. And while I'm here, I just want to give a shout out to all the people who have been trying to keep others entertained throughout this time. So I've seen theatres and cinemas doing live streams over the internet of shows. Every musician I've ever known is now sort of streaming themselves out and doing little private concerts. I've seen people doing storytelling for children, and even just silly little games on Facebook, just to help people pass the time. There is a really great movement for art and creativity at the moment, and hard times, I feel, seem to help with that. So I'm just glad I know so many creative people. That's all for day 4, and I will see you tomorrow.